Copy that. Paste that. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me give you your music here. Alrighty. Hey now. Whoops. Hi everybody. We're going to work on this today. This is G major. Let me pull that brightness down a little bit. Bada bing, bada boom. There we are. Alright. So today is moving day in G major. That means I'm going to start moving the tempos a little bit in order to hit my top tempos tomorrow and the next day for days 4 and 5 of G major. So today my goals are 150 on the metronome for the scale of G major and 130 on the metronome for everything else. All right. Here we are. Got my nice reed. Ready to go. All right. So as always, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put ourselves through 2 octave modes in G major. 1 sharp, up and down, 2 octaves, starting on the lowest note of your horn, low E, 2 octaves at a time, up by scale degree. You'll see what I'm doing. Putting the metronome at 80 with the subdivision. Just looking for beauty, ease, evenness. 1. Adjust my reed slightly. Super simple. I just use that high F sharp to G sharp. I just have a band-aid here. There's nothing special there. F sharp and G. Like, just maybe if you have the sliver key if you want to, and then bust that bad boy out like that, okay? All right, now we're going to do the scale as printed. 4 iterations per breath. 100, subdivision on. Not bad, fairly even. Feeling decent about it. Let's do that again. Nice deep breath. Trying to keep your production really low and relaxed. Not too bad. All right, same thing, 120, take the subdivision off, and just try to do the exact same thing. Don't even worry about that it's faster. You're listening for your tone quality, you're listening for the ease of the technique and how even it is. You want to place the notes inside the beat exactly like you want them to be. Everything should happen as you want. And again. All right, not too bad. Same thing, 140. Even though we're up 20 clicks, same idea. Evenness, ease, beauty of sound. That's all I'm listening to. Tempo will come. 140. Staying right in the middle of the tempo. All right, and here's my goal for today. That's 150, okay? So I've sort of got an elevated, medium elevated goal. And again, you know, the speed is good. I'm happy with how fast it's going, but all I'm really listening for is, am I totally even? Like, are these notes happening when I want them to? Am I in control? Is it beautiful? 1, 2. Yeah, all right. Back to 100, back to the eighth note subdivision, and we're going to do this guy here, broken chord. Leave this first note off. Who cares? First iteration without articulation, and then you'll see. Slurred here, 100, subdivision on. Really trying to keep this idea of not what? Etc. Always right pinky, never anything but. Again, just a band-aid, nothing special here. 1, 2. And just this first, again, this is my high G. It's a overblown B. I've got the register key on, plus this E flat key. Will pretty much always work for you, and it's nicely in tune. It's in the same partial. All good stuff. I use this B a lot. Now I'm going to go to 110. I'm going to take the subdivision off, and I'm going to work on slur 2, tongue 2 articulation. That is slur 2, tongue 2, tongue 1, slur 2, tongue 1, and then tongue 2, slur 2, all in a row here. 3 iterations of this. So let's see. Not too short with the articulation, just bouncy. Yep. Not too bad. Not too bad. That's such a characteristic clarinet articulation that you just kind of want to just kind of give yourself a little how you doing in the morning to make sure that what you're doing is cool and that you feel good. This is all just feeling good, mostly. All right, 120 now. Subdivision off still. Same thing. Starting to get a little challenging as you move the tempo up, but I'm just going to try to extrapolate what I'm doing. Like I'm not thinking about how fast it is. I'm thinking about how even it is, how I'm blowing through the horn. That other stuff settles itself out. If you're thinking about things musically, often technical problems will not solve themselves, but they will be easier to solve because you're thinking about things in a musical fashion. Technical problems, on the whole, have musical solutions. Yeah, and I could make that a little easier for myself by adding fake fingerings in there, but I'm really trying, as a rule, in these scale exercises, to actually use the real fingerings as much as possible. So I could go open G, something like that. Would be much easier than going, this is... I just like to use the regular fingerings, not fakey stuff. All right, 130. Here's our goal for today, 130. Pretty quick. Really going to have to work for this one. Here we go. And so what I like about that on the whole, I mean, I don't love everything about every single rep that I just did, but what I like about it in general is every note is inside the beat where it should be, and every note kind of speaks exactly right. There are no real blips in between the notes, and that's pretty on point for what I'm trying to accomplish. All right, next one is called the interrupted scale. Subdivision back on, always at your lowest tempo. This gives you the opportunity to check in on your evenness twice a beat instead of just once a beat. It makes you have to be more religious about it. Again, don't be going, that's not evenness. You're going to think in slow motion. You're always thinking about going to the next beat instead of coming away from the previous one. Here we go. Notice this is all for me without music, okay? It's important that if you're getting to the level that you want to get to, that you do all of this part just with yourself and your instrument. Yeah, getting there. You know, you never want to think about your scales as purely technical exercises. Of course, you know, the element of the technique is what it's mostly about, but you really want to be thinking about how musical you can make it, how beautiful your tone can be. All of this stuff you're doing now is going to force itself into your regular clarinet playing in a beautiful, excellent way. All right, here we are at 120, subdivision off. Same idea, easy and beautiful. So if I'm going to evaluate myself there, I rushed a little bit. I was slightly uneven in spots. Let's see if I could take care of myself a little bit better in this rep. right, and it's hard to underestimate, actually, it's hard to understate how much mental energy just went into that, okay? I was like I was at like a solid 9.5 on my evaluative principles there. Constantly trying to have myself in a state of self-awareness and self-correction. Not criticizing, but self-correcting behavior, okay? So here's our goal now, 130. It's going to extrapolate all of that same stuff. Even and easy, only worrying about where the notes are in the beat and how beautiful your sound is. Let it all come. As they say in boxing, let your hands go. 1, 2. We're going to finish off this page with these thirds here. Not going to worry about the articulation. Slur it all the way through. Take the repeat, take a breath, take the repeat. That's how you do it. 1, 2. Not too bad. Here we're up to 120, taking the subdivision off. Same idea, just try to keep it easy. And let's do our goal, 130. No eighth notes. Just trying to keep it easy. Elevated tempo doesn't matter. It's all about evenness and beauty. The main challenge up top is getting all of those notes to speak correctly. I'm going to do it one more time, see if I can just kind of nudge myself in a little bit more of a beautiful direction. break and say that that was pretty decent. All right, we're going to move on to the Kroepsch now. This is my next level of shite. There we are. Let me wet my reed and swab out. Take a sip of water. Da-da-dee, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Always from the bottom, please. You've got this beautiful little funnel. Let's use it. Let's use it. All right, uno mas. All right. So for this, I'm actually going to look at my music. I do not have all of these memorized. Once again, I believe wholeheartedly in these exercises. I think they make me into the clarinet player that I am. Consequently, I think you should do it. Yesterday we did 50 with the subdivision on. Today we're doing 55 with no subdivision. Okay. We are going to set the metronome, let it click, and play these entire 2 pages as written. Let's see. These 2 pages as written at 55 on your metronome. So it'll get somewhat hairy near the end. But that's okay. That's what we're here for. But while we do these initial ones that are just 16th notes, we really want to focus on your tone quality and your seamless and relentlessly beautiful legato. Or is every single note connected to every other single note as much as possible? That's what we're looking for here. Number 27. Now look, that sounds super easy, and on some level, again, it is, but I can't think of a moment when I was working on that just then that I wasn't completely engaged with my mind, trying to make that 100% good. Like, everything that I want to have happen is what I want to happen, and that really includes the most seamless legato. That's really what I'm looking for. 28. Connections between notes. You can't blow on notes. You have to blow between the notes. The blowing is a constant through line. I mean, it is your line. You never stop breathing. You want to blow between the notes. Put glue. Put some sticky shit in between every single note. 28. Yep. For that high G, I'm 1, 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 2. You could go 1, 3, and 1 and 3 if you wanted to. Whatever. 29. Not too bad. You really got to play these early ones with the 16th notes like you're taking an audition with it. Like I would have been happy with that if that would have been an orchestral audition and I just played that in front of a committee. That's what I want for every single one of these. Perfect. Perfect. Number 30, high G, again 1 and 3 and 1 and 2, high F sharp, long, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, E flat key. It'll come out every single time. Yep. And a lot of times for the open G, I like to put these two fingers down, 2 and 3 on the right hand. It lowers the pitch slightly and adds a roundness to it. It's subtle, but it makes actually kind of a big difference. When you're blowing through your horn, you feel that extra little bit of resistance is like, chef's kiss, delightful. Number 31, now we're into sextuplets now, starting to move the tempo a little bit. Or not moving the tempo, but moving the subdivision. 3, You'll notice that this one is kind of doing the same patterns as number 28. This is really similar to number 28, except we're in triplets now, but it really is the same kind of idea in terms of what we're trying to do with those half steps in the arpeggios. Again. Yep, and always finish the note. Like, don't just stop playing. Like, actually play the end of a phrase when you get to the last note. Don't just blindly, thank God that's over. Whatever. It's got to be a beautiful ending. Otherwise, what are we doing here? Same thing, number 32. Staying in control, staying easy, staying even, right in the middle of the beat. I find myself rushing a little bit, actually, trying to keep it under control. 33, only one I put a subdivision on. So close, so close. Pretty good overall, though. I'm pretty happy with it, except for that little thing here. Let's do it again. Maybe I'll go open there. I don't know. Whatever. It's all right. I don't mind it. It's all right. 34. Subdivision back off. And really trying to stay slow. Okay, I want to rush. I got to stop myself from doing that. And not bad. Looking for that really ringing and singing tone on a high G. All right, here we go. 35. Starting to get fast. Again, trying to stay on the back end of the metronome if I can, so that I'm not rushing. Rushing is for suckers and is amusical. 2. That one's kind of hard to play evenly because there's so many different little techniques involved in all of those half steps and stuff like that. It's definitely possible. Really just like have to pull it out of you and just resist that urge to be bad. Resist everything but the best. 36. D7. Here we go. I'm going to do this next one a couple of different ways. In my edition, the first two notes of every 16th grouping here are articulated. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to slur it. I'm going to go back and forth for number 37. Ready? And... Still don't, this reed is starting to get a little squirrely on me. I still am trying to rush. I don't know what it is with myself today. But I'm definitely on fire for rushing. Number 38. Maybe I'm looking forward to tomorrow where I move the tempo to full speed. Okay. One thing here, this measure right yonder with that F sharp. You want to go C sharp. Well, if you got to flip here first, but then F sharp on the left, and then the D sharp fingering is 1, 2, and then the third key and your E flat key. You have to go left, right. So, okay. There's those bottom two fingers on that open G again. Yep, just like that. Okay, last one. Let's finish this off today strongly, shall we? It's a hard one to finish with. Let's do this. And this is the only time I break my no fake fingerings rule for that D. I just open that D. Well, as you see, that last one can be kind of a challenge at this tempo, but we're in the neighborhood, all right? Tomorrow we're going to move the tempo up to 60. We're going to be all the way up for days 4 and 5, and we'll be crushing it. Crushing it. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. I always appreciate it.